Welcome back, and today we are going to be looking at, as you see, scary stories. So, somebody by the name of Snorkel or something, and she's like gonna tell us some like scary stories. So yeah, let's get into the video.
Want to hear something scary? Hey, I'm Sapphire.
Okay, so
Want to hear
we
something
got a girl
scary?
named Sapphire. Okay, so basically, yeah, you know, fam, we want to hear something scary. So let's get into it. Chapter 1. Bloody, oh my gosh, Bloody Mary.
One night when I was 16,
Tell me if you
I
guys
spent
have
the night at a
ever
friend's
done a
house.
Bloody
Neither
Mary
of us had
challenge.
tried Bloody
I
Mary
have
before,
not
and we decided that tonight was
I'm
the
a chicken.
night
I'm sorry,
that we
I'm
would.
chicken.
If you've somehow managed to miss that part of your childhood, Bloody Mary is the urban legend that claims if you stand in front of a mirror in the dark, spin around and chant Bloody Mary 3 times, she will appear in the mirror and claw your face. So, my friend and I went into the bathroom, turned off the lights, lit some candles, and spun around, chanting, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. We opened our eyes, and there, in the mirror, was a head so covered in blood that it was just completely red. We screamed and ran out of the bathroom and never went back in the rest of the night. When it was time for bed, my friend's father came in to tell us goodnight. Hey girls, he said, are any of you on your period by any chance? No. Why do you ask? Oh, okay, well, there's blood on the bathroom floor, so I'd like you to clean it up when you get a chance, please. The Philippines is full of incredible mythology and fantastic creatures.
Okay, so
my grandpa has always been a believer of these myths. That's because he's experienced them. This is what he told me.
Out of the bathroom, the Tikwi.
I lived in a rural town in the Visayan Islands of the Philippines. I was in my mid-20s and working late one night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning when I began to walk my way to the bus station, my way lit only by the full moon. I've walked this path many times. I passed by this house that had a dog in the yard that would always bark at me when I passed. But tonight, it just stared and just watched as I walked by. And that's when I heard it. A very strange sound in the distance. I had heard of the tikwi, sometimes known as a wak-wak or aswang. It separates from the lower half of its body to fly around at night, searching for any living soul, to rip out their hearts with their taloned feet and feast. And when you hear its call, you know it's hungry. So I continued walking towards the bus station, and I could still faintly hear the sound. And I saw that there was a security booth with a guard inside. I didn't want to wait at the station alone, so I slipped inside the booth and waited with the guard. I still wasn't sure if I was imagining the sound, but from the look on the guard's face, I'm pretty sure he heard it too. So we both just sat there, motionless. Finally, the bus arrived, and I ran out of the booth and onto the bus and rode all the way home, the sounds of the tikwi growing fainter and fainter. The next day, I told my coworkers what had happened, and that's when one of them told me, tikwis are master tricksters. The further away they sound, the closer they are.
Oh my god, never mind.
This is a story that was passed around a lot when I was younger, and it still gives me chills to this day. Let me tell you about the man who was a little too curious. I was driving home from a business trip and decided to stay the night in a motel that I found on the roadside. After checking in, I walked down the hall to my room, but on my way I noticed a door that was all boarded up and covered in police tape. As soon as I passed it, I could have sworn I heard someone singing from inside the room. There was one spot of the door that was still uncovered, a giant keyhole, big enough to see through to the inside. So I knelt down and peeked inside the hole. All I saw was this pale little girl singing to herself.
Okay, that's not
It was
good.
so strange.
You see little girls,
Why was she there by herself? Anyways,
girls
I stood up and went to my room and went to sleep. The next morning, on my way to check out, I passed the door again. I still couldn't believe what I saw the night before, so I decided to take another peek. So I knelt down and took another look inside. But this time, all I could see was red. Nothing but red. Did she notice me looking last night and cover the hole up with something? It was all very strange. I went to the concierge to check out, and I decided to ask her, so, what's up with that room? The one one that's all boarded up? Well, she said, a while ago, a family checked in. A mother, a father, and their young girl. But that poor girl never checked out. Her parents murdered her in that room.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'll never forget them. They had incredibly pale skin and deep blood-red eyes.
Oh my.
So this is a story that my aunt told me happened to her when she was in her mid-20s. She was living in the Philippines at the time, and she had a niece who was a freshman in high school. So one day, the high school called her and said, "You need to get over here right now. Your niece is acting really weird." And my aunt had no idea what they were talking about.
Weird.
And so when she got to the school,
we
her
talking about
niece
some
was
messed up
sitting
crap?
on a chair, and she looked really out of it. And if anyone tried to touch her, she would violently hit their hand away and yell at them in a cold, deep voice that clearly wasn't hers. So they had no idea what to do, so they called the sheriff of the town to see if he had any ideas. And so the sheriff got there, and it was pretty clear to him that she was probably possessed by something. And so he asked her, "What are you doing to this girl? Why are you here?"
She hurt my children. She stepped on my house.
"Wait, how is that even possible? Where is your house?"
Outside of the school.
So there's this Filipino superstition that you shouldn't step on ant hills or termite hills, basically any mound of dirt in the ground, because there's a creature that lives in them called the duende. Duendes are sort of similar to elves or goblins, and they're invisible to most people, but they do show themselves to children or some adults that they choose. They mostly just leave you alone, but if you mess with them, they can bring you a lot of bad luck and misfortune, and in the worst case,
guys,
death.
I don't think
And
we
right
will
outside the
stop on
school
no 8 hills
is
so much.
filled with anthills. So unfortunately, my aunt's niece did not know about this rule. So the sheriff started pleading with this spirit inside the girl. "She's just a kid. I'm sure it was just an accident. What can we do so that you will forgive her and leave her alone?"
Get bananas, oranges, and salt and bring it to my house.
So they went to the store and they got a bunch of
Bananas, oranges,
fruit
and
and
salt.
salt, and then they placed it all around the anthills that were outside the school. And then when they went back inside the school, my aunt's niece was totally normal. Like, she didn't even know what had happened. And she didn't remember speaking in any weird voice. She just thought that she, fell asleep. My aunt is a super sane person. I have no reason to believe that she would ever lie to me about this. Something that makes this story a little weirder for me is that this is not the first story about a duende that family members have told me. So my mom's side of the family used to live in Hawaii when she was younger. When my uncle was 3 years old, one day he sort of just went missing for a few hours, and so everyone was looking for him. A few hours later, he just showed up at the front door, and they're like, "Where did you go?" And he said, "Oh, I was playing with the little people."
What?
So my family is pretty convinced that the little people that he was playing with were duendes.
Okay. Something we learned in this video today. Don't step on our house. Don't step in no mound of dirt on the ground, or you're gonna get duended. Let's just continue.
So a few years ago, there was a pretty well-off family that lived in a really big house in Newport Beach, California. A mother, a father, and 2 small kids. And one night, the parents decided that they wanted a night out for themselves, so they hired a babysitter. She was maybe about 16 years old. So when the babysitter got there, the parents gave her a little rundown of what to do, and the mom pulled her aside and said, "Once you finish tucking the kids in, do you mind watching TV in our bedroom? The kids have been having nightmares lately and waking up screaming, and our room is right next to theirs, and so it's a lot easier to get to them." "Yeah, sure, I can do that." So the babysitter and the 2 small children waved goodbye to their parents. So after a few hours of watching TV, it was time for bed, and as she was tucking them in, one of the kids said, "Please don't let the clown get us."
Oh my God.
"Of course I'm not going to let anything happen to you." So she turned off the lights and went.
Did y'all hear what I hear? Clown. Clown. I don't do clowns. This is why I don't go in scary houses, because I know there's going to be a clown in there. Leave a comment down below if you're scared of clowns. If not, then that's just me, because I don't like clowns. I'm just scared of clowns. Like, I would probably faint or punch the clown if I saw one. Or just lay down and die. Just lay down and die. Anyways, let's get back to it.
Next door to the parents' room, like the mom had asked. But the second that she stepped inside, she froze. In the far corner of the room was a clown statue. Just
No one of these kids are having
lifelike,
nightmares. They got a clown statue in their freaking house.
Creepy-ass statue. No wonder these kids have been having nightmares, she thought to herself. So she went and sat on the bed and tried to watch some TV. But she kept looking over at the statue. Was the statue looking at me like that before?
Freaking logic.
It was way too creepy for her, so she decided to go downstairs to the living room and watch TV there until the parents came back. So she's watching some TV for a while, and then her phone rings. And it's the parents just checking in. Hey, we're on our way home. Just wanted to check in and see how things are going. Everything's great. The kids are all asleep and in bed. I hope it's okay, but I decided to watch TV downstairs instead. Your statue was really creeping me out. New challenge. Try to bend every finger without your pain. I'm sorry, what statue?
What?
The clown statue in your room? It's really creepy, so I decided
What
to
do you
leave
mean
the
you have
room.
a statue?
Get the kids now. Wait, what? Get the kids and get out of the house now. We don't have a statue. Just then, she heard
I would die at that moment. I'd be like, I probably wouldn't even go upstairs to see kids. I would be too scared to go upstairs myself. She freaking brave as heck. Let's just see what happens.
screams. She dropped the phone and ran up the stairs.
Oh my
The
God.
bedroom seemed so much farther than it did before. She opened the door, but she was too late. So apparently there was a little person serial killer that...
Okay, guys. I'm gonna end the video here because I don't want to see no more of this crap going on. Like, that is messed up crap. And if you want to find these scary stories, the name of it is Snarled. And if you go to her YouTube channel, she'll have like scary stories. This one I found, it's like 26 minutes long, but that concludes our today's video, and like and subscribe for more. And I am pretty sure I will do, if you guys want me to do like a try not to laugh challenge, like how to make stuff, or do you guys want me to stay up and try to play the Bloody Mary or the Midnight Man, which I will. But anyways, see you guys. Peace.